Hello again, I'm Coyote Jack. I'm well. I promised making a proper summary of all of what is happening with Takos North. And there is a lot of stuff, so why don't we start with this one? From Tag Park Place. Takos North illegal immigration gang reportedly has connections to the United Nations, Sweet Baby Inc., and Wins Interactive. Yeah, the same fucking Interactive that tried to hide all other fucking DA nonsense. And we were running from that. They were looking at the record of all of that nonsense. They tried to delete it, but it got, well, screenshotted by Google in the search engine. But well, let's continue. The illegal border crossing simulator game Takos North has been exposed for having connections for Sweet Baby Inc., Wins Interactive, and even the United Nations itself. Why is that? I have seen some memes clowning on the EU. They have been increasing than is, so it kind of makes sense to me why why that is. I'm just laughing, man. I laugh in my ass off hearing that shit. If you thought Microsoft funding again glorifying coyotes, well, I'm the good coyote. I'm just reading the articles. An illegal border crossing was bad enough, buckle up. What was not to come to light through the efforts of the YouTube channel God Iterative and the host master of the TDS and Brighton Raven is far worse. So he did a full video, and here's the summary. So we know where is Take Us North. Yeah, is the controversial survival narrative game from Anime Interactive isn't just a French indie darling. It's not even a simply quote-unquote work project that slipped through the cracks of corporation funding. According to the new revelations from Gothic Therapy, Tekos Nord is a product of a careful constructed pipeline linking Microsoft's Wings Interactive, Sweet Baby Inc., and even the United Nations. The UN, man. The fucking UN. Every single time I'm just noticing too much already seeing this. Or I'm going insane. Nah, they are those fuckers. But let's continue. This isn't young gaming anymore, this is global. So well, the surface story. At first glance, Echoes North looks like an art house indie project with a political slant players assume the role of a guia, a guide. Well, they used the word guia. I'm like, yeah, look how emphasizing with this Spanish language. So those guias, yeah, the guiders of those roads. Yeah, I'm getting pissed off. Effectively, a coyote. Yeah, that's what they fucking are. And remember, coyotes from that kind are tied to the cartel. Whenever they see someone they can exploit, they're going to fucking use it. And they're always watching when all of those illegals are crossing. It has been like that for decades. So yeah, the UN's supporting criminal activity. I know nobody should be surprised at this point, but seriously, it's so fucking tiresome. So well, guiding minors illegally across the U.S.-Mexico border. Excuse me there. The studio, Anime Interactive, presents the game as a tool of empathy, claiming it draws from modern stories and anthropological interviews. Microsoft promoted the project to its ID Xbox Developer Acceleration Program, while mainstream outlets like Wired ran glowing features describing it as empathy machine. You don't make machines of empathy. That fucking concept doesn't even seem it's an aberration. It's fucking heresy. Well, let's continue. But peel back to PR gloss and darker truth emerges. This wasn't an organic project climbing its way to the spotlight. It was handpicked by and boosted and protected. Wins Interactive crawls back, so anyone who has followed the recent industry controversy knows who Wins Interactive is. Yeah, we even covered it on this channel. The shadowy funding group vanished from the public eye after Gothic Therapy scrutiny over the role in bankrolling obscure titles that pushed activist messaging while pulling in suspicious high funding totals. So, even I have to mention Canada again because Canada also Master of TDS running a cover that, yeah, part of Sweet Bane being founded and the original's roots, the quote unquote grassroots, were by fucking far left politician. that was the son of another far left retard politician inside Canada. James Bond's billions all together. So, well, Wins is back and their fingerprints are all over Takeo's North. According to Gothic Therapy, Wins co-founder Audrey LePrince personally promoted the project. Wins didn't just nod at the game. They endorsed it and helped pilot into the indie festival circuit. Yeah, all of this. Even you mentioned BAFTA. Yeah, all of those, the Game Awards, the BAFTA Awards, all of that fucking nonsense, they are just filled with bookies. So yeah, something that we have said for quite a while. And people before me that has been saying this for over a decade at this point, that video games got co-opted by communists of the modern era. Yeah, they are not the typical Soviet Union communists. You know why? Because those types hate homosexuality and all of this fucking nonsense, this woke ideology. So we are seeing the modern day communists from the West. Just saying. Just fucking saying. Well, remember, Wins doesn't operate like a normal publisher. It functions as a grand body distributing large sums, often up to $500,000. Yeah, money laundering. Yeah, these fuckers deserve to go in prison. Or, being dealt with at least $2 of gasoline and a lighter. Just saying. Into games that rarely attract more than a few hundred players, critics have long suspected that Wins functions less as a legitimate market investor and more as an ideological filter. Yes, they are, because should be being also operates in the same kind. They are a filter for more like a filter for investors that really want to push DEI. Yeah, funneling money and also mm, making them the connections to promote it, do the advertisement. So well, let's keep this. So the Sweet Baby connection. Wins connections to Sweet Baby Inc. is well documented. Co-founder Kimberly served as the board of Wings, directly linking the two. And SBI, infamous for inserting identity politics into games like Spider-Man 2. Ah, yeah, and I ranted about that one. They even with the Spanish language, they sent the version of they them. At that point, just call me a wetback, a winner. It's less insulting. Nah, yeah, and you thinking, oh, so we're going to insult you more and we say you're Latinx. No, no, you're going to make someone actually angry and make you do stuff to your face. Just saying. We don't tolerate that shit. At least I know in some cases there is some walkies, but we still manage to clap them back. That's why this fucking ideology should be fight back at all fronts in all languages because they are attacking all languages, all of them. And also we have covered that shit in Japan. But well, let's continue. Suicide Squad, Guilty Justice League, and God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, they are the reason why Kratos got so fucking pussified. Let's continue. Has been accused of turning gaming into a vehicle for ideological messaging. So, in other words, when you see wins, you see Sweat BB, and two organizations are partners in purpose because they are the same fucking people. And with Takos North, the pipeline becomes clear, and yeah, we know who they are. However, there is no information stated that SBI works directly on the narrative, but it is the people, so that's all you need to know. Enter the clever endeavor. The story doesn't end there. Gothic Therapy highlights another key player. Clever Endeavor Games, which also poured money into Takeo's North. Conveniently, Clever Endeavor bankrolls wins in current year's Elevate programs. The game program designed to push marginalized voices into the gaming spotlight. I did a long rant in about their Kickstarters. Probably I want to check out later they deleted it, but yeah, you want to check that one. The fucking emotional manipulation really pisses me the fuck off. So the funding flows like this. Microsoft bank runs Anime Interactive through ID Xbox. Wins Interactive endorses and promotes the games. And we see Alisa Mercante again. Clever Endeavor provides additional financial backing while sustaining wins in sales. That's not indie, that's institutional. So from the Xbox to the United Nations, and here's where it gets explosive. According to Gothic Therapy, Takeo's North wasn't just shown off gaming festivals or Microsoft Indie Showcase. It was reportedly presented at the United Nations under the codename the American dream just 9 months ago. Fucking defund the UN, seriously. Yeah, back in 2020, Donald Trump made the best decisions, but sadly it got rolled back. Then, yeah, we are pulling out of the UN. These fucking corrupt organizations, and yeah, they are fucking corrupt to the fucking core. And I think, yeah, right now, even the US pull out and Argentina pull out. Those were a very good dodge bullets. Let's continue. Not again, but a potential pipeline. And here's what makes the revelation so important. Techosnor isn't just one controversial title, it's the tip of the iceberg. A case study of how activist consultancies, grand organizations, and corporations coordinate to push ideological projects into the mainstream. I think in the US they need to make those laws where all of this fucking communist ideology should be illegal and be put into martial law. To be honest, yeah, even some Argentinians will gladly agree to those statements, primarily because we have seen the damage that those fuckers have done, even to this day. Because yeah, they just did their own version of communism. The differences are the way how they approach socially. But at the end of the day, they are the same fucking scum. That's why I hate them so much. Let's continue. For many games, it could be something like this. Wing serves as the funding and filtering body. SBI provides narrative concentration, ideological alignment, and Microsoft legitimizes the project by putting it on Xbox platforms. Yes, it's all coordinated. And of course, the public doesn't buy it because despite all institutional backing, the actual audiences have responded with resounding rejection. On the game's trailer's YouTube channel, to Tekos North trailer sits at just 3,800 views with a humiliating dislike ratio of 433 dislike to only 69 likes. 69. Yes. So, an Anime Interactive on YouTube channel has made 61 subscribers. So you know why they probably people thinking, oh, they're making blowing out this out of proportion. No, we are calling this out because it's another dustborne. It's the same fucking nonsense all over again. And yeah, they are running scared because even I have to say, these fuckers. I went through the the fucking Kickstarter. Yeah, well, I went most of the videos just me ranting. They used emotional manipulation while also I think those fuckers did something illegal. Check that one out. Without corporate and institutional boosters, this game would be invisible. Additionally, since being called out by prominent gaming influencers like Gothic Therapy, Smash GT, Asmos Gun, and Grunts, Anime Interactive has deactivated its account. Yeah, also Carla Reyes went out. Well, they every single one of those fuckers is roaching right now. So yeah, they ran. And we know this is just Warsala from Tagpar Press, but well, look at this. Uh, all of this information keeps propping up here. So important censorship news. It has been discovered that Carla Reyes has connection not just with big people at Visa and Mastercard, but former politicians that worked with President Obama. She is also someone that already was working with Squeenix. So she is working with a Japanese DEI infected hellhole. And we are the conspiracy theories, right? Well, we are conspiracy theories, but it is just our for spoiler alerts. From an interview, she revealed her publishing team is based in London, aka the same place that all this censorship this last month began. Yeah, the US so fucking destroyed the UK. Yeah, they don't have a chance anymore. They just need to cut any sort of economical funding. Or in fact, why don't you put a region block like they did to Cuba? Yeah, they should do that. The US at this point they should do that because the UK is going too fucking far. And also these fucking corrupt companies. Yeah, they if you only punish them with Oh, it's just he's a heavy fan. No, since they are so fucking big and so inscribed in society, it's not going to be enough. They need to be separated into pieces, just so this fucking nonsense stops once and for all. Because even the clock is ticking, even if the US, the current administration, declared that wokeness, yeah, is a hateful ideology and everyone is going to get punished for pushing it, they need to go far and beyond. And I know in the past, Orange Man said something like video games should not, well, they are not that important. No, it is important. Even if you don't like as an entertainment, look how these fuckers are using it because in this digital era where most of the entertainment is with, well, streaming platforms and video games. But well, even Gen Z is dipping out of video games because they are not tolerating them anymore of this bullshit. And we have pointed out the problems. Sure, there is other types of problems, but what made these problems look more evident and primarily take the spotlight is fucking wokeness. This fucking message of making unfunny games only for lecture an audience instead of actually being entertaining. Even in the past, if some of those had that kind of propaganda, they made sure that it was not something subtle and, well, make the rest of the game appealing to you and be entertaining and memorable. They don't have that shit. They are fucking activists. They themselves claim it what they are. So we'll continue on. She openly admits in interviews she's heavily involved with financial technology. So that translates to the platforming by those payment processors. There needs still lots and lots of stuff to be done before they can continue with this. So I ask you, why is a game having ties to not just malicious groups controlling the public, but politicians as well? Why did she delete her account and the entire site privated? They, again, the Kickstarter, they are making ukulele with slave labor from illegals. Jesus, Jesus Christ, man. Dios mío. Well, let's continue. When we were supposed to not find this out, also thanks to Mansaya for finding this. So, yeah, you have here Carla Reyes, Jim Premier, SVP Digital and Fact and Commercialization Bastard Card. This week we spoke to Squeenix to project manager Carla Reyes. Squeenix really wants to go out of business. The only thing that is keeping them afloat is the manga division. I think that's the only thing salvageable from Squeenix. All of their IPs, hell, probably Dragon Quest, it will be something desirable for people to have because of the legacy of Akira Toriyama. That's the only thing I see that they can salvage. The rest, Final Fantasy, Parasite Eve, nah, all of that, it's dead to me. And other indies can take that mantle. Just they don't need to. The only thing they need to be careful is in not repeating. Yeah, they don't need to repeat all of this fucking mistake that these fucking corpos have done. Yeah, learn from them, otherwise you are going to follow them in the same fucking endless pit of bankruptcy. Well, based in London, and the other screenshot. Mark DeLaura, former Obama White House Japanese learner. Hey, well, we have seen how these fuckers wanted to influence Japan from the inside, and we have seen it. And it's funny seeing former from Obama administration because that fucker, I remember when he said open borders and a lot of fucking illegals flooded Mexico and there were shit tons of cases of crime and also while blaming Mexico because the Mexicans, the natural born Mexicans there, because the autosports illegals are suffering crime statistics. They did set themselves as a fucking target in the first place. They should have never come out there in the first place. Oh, someone lost an arm and a leg because he got slammed in the train in La Bestia. You want me to have sympathy for someone that decided to risk it all like this? Nah, this fucking madness needs to stop at some point. Yes, there you have it. I know I made another long ass video, but it was better for you to see the summary of all the information we have seen. And look at this, also there's updates. The company's websites for Tecos North is now private. They are afraid. Yeah, every single one of those morons are roaching the hell out. Yeah, there you have it. That's it. Thanks for watching and please take care.